for this middleweight matchup. You can take a look. Jordan Newman, an outstanding wrestler, 73-inch reach. Jayden Taulker, more of a boxer with a 71-inch reach. We'll see if he can utilize that smart inside style to hurt Jordan in this fight.
Here once again, Michael C. Williams.
To all those joining us across the UK tonight live on BBC iPlayer, we welcome you to Chicago here in the States as we get set now for 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing the blue corner at 5'8", weighing in 185.6 pounds. His professional record 2-2. He fights out of Findlay, Ohio, Jayden "the Tank" Taulker.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 6 foot, weighing in 185.6 pounds. The undefeated professional enters with 4 victories, no losses, fighting out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Jordan "Not Human" Newman. In charge, your referee, Rob Madrigal.
Jordan Newman, 2-time Division III National Wrestling Champion, will look to use his wrestling against Jayden Taulker, who feels that he will have the edge in the stand-up department. In this, his first fight in Bellator MMA, had a chance to catch up with Newman's coach, Duke Rufus, who very high on this fighter and really high on the next generation of fighters coming up through Rufus Sport.
Well, he should be high on Jordan Newman. Jordan's an outstanding athlete, great wrestling. He's got a mean streak in him, and it's one of the things I really like about him as a fighter. He's calm, relaxed, but when he gets in the cage, he wants to do damage. He doesn't want to just win. He wants to break you. He wants to finish you.
And Newman showing Taulker that, hey, you shouldn't talk about striking because he's got the early advantage, and there's a left hand right down the pipe, bouncing off the face of Taulker.
Well, you can tell that Duke has done a little bit of instruction with Jordan Newman now in his stand-up game. That left hand has been right down the middle multiple times, and it's already opened up Taulker.
Counter, right hook, lands for Newman, fighting out of the southpaw stance, both of them southpaw. But of course, we're seeing more and more in MMA, and due to the elements of the sport, you better know how to switch and be comfortable from both sides.
Yeah, the more comfortable you are being able to go from both sides. Newman right now does not have to worry about that. He hasn't really taken any kind of damage from Taulker at this point. He's just measuring the range, looking at the distance. Nice attack with the knee.
Taulker switches stances, trying to feint, moving to his right, and we've seen that right hook already land for Newman. Coming up on 2 minutes gone here in the opening round.
One of the things when you're seeing Taulker being in that orthodox stance.
There is Duke Rufus and the rest of the Rufus Sport coaching staff. Go ahead, Johnny.
Newman has been winning that foot placement. He's always been able to put his foot to the outside. That's what's going to lead to that left hand straight down the middle.
Coming up on the midway point of the opening round.
Don't look for the perfect knockout. Stay busy.
And that's exactly what his coach is telling him right now. All Jordan Newman needs to really think about, just touch him. Don't worry about how hard it is. Throw your hands nice and comfortably out there. And the more you touch him, the quicker he'll go down.
Composed, methodical. Newman in control, the center of the cage. Taulker trying to figure out a way to navigate a path to some kind of success. But instead, Newman clips him again as Taulker moves forward.
Taulker at this point has not really been able to figure out how to get within range to do damage. Obviously, that was a nice overhand right by him right there. It's only when Newman is the one that's making these encounters occur.
And Jayden Taulker at 27, simply inspirational to be here tonight. Has had myriad issues with his health and both physically and mentally. One time weighed almost 300 pounds, and yet has worked his way into shape, has found his calling, and now hoping to make the most of his Bellator debut against a fighter who's definitely on the come up in Newman.
Yeah, he's definitely on the come up. But one of the things I really want to comment on is, Jordan Newman is known as a wrestler. This guy's been an outstanding wrestler, Division III champion, NC2As, but he's just all striking, like you're saying. It's like, but I like the fact that he's not rushing in for the takedown. He's doing well in the stand-up, and you've got to have these fights and these moments where you say, I need to work myself into that shot. If I'm going to do it, I'm not going to just raw dog and take it just because I'm a better wrestler.
Well, Newman told us his fight game continues to evolve, and he can't wait to show how well-rounded his skills have become. And here in the opening round, showing continued improvements in the striking department. This is with the head kick, calf kick counter by Taulker. So a opening round that was contested only in the stand-up department, where Newman and Taulker both had some success, although it's Taulker that's bloodied.
Just that beautiful left hand right down the middle right there. That was when he tried for the flying knee. Just caught him a little bit off. Taulker doing a good job of making sure that doesn't hit the chin. Nice oblique kick. Very measured round by both fighters, both trying to find the range. That was a beautiful left hand right down the pipe that landed right in the middle of Taulker's face there.
Turning over his hand right at the second, snapping it and delivering the just rewards as Taulker and Newman begin round number 2. Newman immediately storms the center of the cage, putting pressure on Taulker. Taulker going down low with his attack.
Well, Taulker's had some success with that low kick. He's landed that a lot during the first round. The big difference maker in that first round for me, that left hand of Jordan Newman. It found the target and it had power on it throughout the round.
Taulker fine, and there's Newman crashing the space, but gets clipped on the counter from Taulker. Taulker, Demolition Fight Team. Head trainer Gary Young. Of course, we've talked about Duke Rufus. And of course, home of champions like Sergio Pettis. And of course, Rafion Superstot's going to get involved in that semifinal with Danny Sabatello. Understand you get a chance to speak with them coming up later tonight here in Chicago.
Yeah, I get to speak with the Italian gangster.
You try to get a word in edgewise.
That's not going to be easy.
Really looking forward to the semifinals as Newman comes forward on Taulker. Taulker able to escape.
He needs to be careful of lifting that chin up, though, as he's coming forward. Taulker had a chance of touching that.
Newman continues to be measured. There's the kick by Taulker. Taulker, much more movement. Spinning kick misses for Newman. And as we've talked about, and you're talking to Duke earlier, saying that we would see different wrinkles in Newman's game. We know about his wrestling credentials, but content to keep it standing against the debuting Taulker.
Yeah, what Newman needs to do right now is settle himself down into, keep that chin tucked down into his chest, and when he comes forward, there you go, comes forward, land more than ones. You want to be going in combinations. Don't just be throwing one shot and expecting it to do something. Go with your combinations. They're going to get you a lot farther.
Second time that Newman has detonated a knee attack, blood flowing down the face of Jayden Taulker. Midway point of the second stanza, Taulker moving around the perimeter, but unable to get inside, moving to the pocket where he would try to at least slow down the pressure of Newman. Now they crash into space. Newman changes levels, and Newman has Taulker on the fence and immediately to back control.
And that's what we're talking about. Use your hands. You're going to get into that wrestling situation. Now he's got the back.
First takedown. Taulker going to try to get back to his feet, but Newman now going to try to put a hook in, it looked like. Now going for the rear naked choke.
Yeah, he's trying to get that hook in so he can secure himself in the back. That blood's not going to help Taulker in keeping that choke off. Nice job by Jordan Newman. Taulker trying to fight the hands here.
Well, Taulker's going to find it hard to talk. He's got a sore throat after that rear naked choke from Jordan Newman, who improves to 5-0 and picks up the first submission win of his burgeoning career. You would think he'd be a little happier about achieving his first submission triumph. And you talk about that emotional release, John, when you go through a hard camp, knowing the pressure to remain unbeaten, the pressure to continue to impress. And there you go. He asked what you thought. And John, here's a guy again who's 27 years of age, just entering his physical prime, and we see the evolution.
Yeah, and he's got such good wrestling that he can go to it at any time. And you watch this replay, just as he goes after him here, he decides, okay, I'm changing levels, drives into him with the double leg, gets the takedown, was unable to get his hook in like he wanted, but it didn't matter. You saw Taulker come up, he goes and he returns him to the mat, beautiful body lock takedown, and hits that shot right there. That did a lot to unnerve Taulker. Then he goes after the rear naked choke, and at this point, it is all over. You got a very strong individual, big squeeze, nothing for Taulker to do once those hips are off the ground like you're seeing. That was a beautiful win. I really do think that Jordan Newman came into this fight, though, saying, I'm going to stay on my feet as much as possible. I want to work on my stand-up. I want to show what I have been working on, and he did just that.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a rear naked choke. Official time, 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Round number 2, the winner by submission, still undefeated, Jordan, not human.